Emma.
Oh, look at her now again. She can really change, can't she? I mean, that is absolutely, it's disgusting. You bastard.
DANGERFIELD, Dangerfield.
Hello people, it's time for another one of these. Now, a couple of people have suggested that it might be good to do some successful pitches rather than just, you know, the low-hanging fruit of people who absolutely bodge it up. So it's kind of tricky to do that without watching one first. However, this one is called Skincare Company Credentials Impress Dragons. So I'm assuming that this is going to be a positive one. Now, I hope I've got all my settings right, because I had to manually adjust all the volumes last time. Now would be a lovely time to give this video a thumbs up. This series of Dragon's Den videos is going very well. A thumbs up from you now will really help it. And of course, the better it goes, the more videos I'll make. So here we go. Skincare Company Credentials Impress Dragons. What's happening here?
First,
so some kind of new age music for new age skincare.
up tonight is Emma Thornton from Berkshire, who, it's fair to say, is feeling more than a little nervous at the prospect of pitching her
It's fair to say she's quite easy on the eyes as well.
products.
This is something that is completely out of my comfort zone. I'm not really a showman, but I love the industry and I love my brand.
Imagine loving the industry. I get it, she's nervous. I mean, she's already proven herself to be nervous. I mean, this is out of my comfort zone. What, going on Dragon's Den? That's a surprise. To the rest of us, it's an everyday occurrence. Am I on Dragon's Den now? I suppose I am in a way, but it's well in my comfort zone. But she loves the industry. She's got love for the cogs of industry, crushed by the wheels of industry. Woo, woo. Name that song in the comments for 20 points. Continue.
So hopefully that will come through.
Emma's hoping her planet-friendly business will strike a chord with the dragons.
I've got an issue with planet-friendly businesses because what they tend to be is planet-friendly according to a new criteria of what we call friendly. You know, this whole raping of the planet. No, you use the resources of your planet. I mean, if you don't do that, you don't live, you don't survive, you don't develop as a civilization. I mean, check out this example. So I've got a supplier and they've sent us a load of boxes where the boxes aren't fit for purpose because they've got loads of spiky metal components in them. And the bottoms have ripped and all the metals come out, and by the time they've got to us, we're missing half the products. And we contacted them and said, listen, this is no good. You know, are you going to replace those? And they say, well, you know, once it's out of our hands. I said, yeah, but the couriers didn't put them in those boxes. And they said, yeah, but, you know, with all this sustainability now, we really have to, you know, go with those boxes. Okay, all right then. But we need to order now all the stock that went missing that's just somewhere up the M25 or something, which is metal, which is probably less sustainable than putting another layer of cardboard on your boxes. So, you know, I must admit I'm not convinced by a lot of it. You know, I want a better, cleaner world, but I don't want a load of taxes and I don't want a load of lip service. You know, when I see Guardian readers with their 5 different colour bins, oh no, Thomas, you should put the carton in the orange one. Meanwhile, China and India are just making the sky black like an apocalyptic nightmare.
I have a huge passion for everything that's organic, both from an environmental perspective, but also what it can do for our bodies.
She really does love the industry. She really does. I mean, she's been consumed by it. And I'm not judging her. I mean, that wasn't a human talking, that was a sales machine talking. So even, I'm outside of my comfort zone, no, she's lying. Not lying, but being deceptive, because what she just said then was, that's a sales pitch. She's already on it. Very interesting that she positioned herself as this sort of nervous, a little bit, airy-fairy, and now she's just coming in with everything they want to hear. Now, this will be interesting.
Essential oils of some sort?
I think it looks like oils.
But will Emma's
I think Meaden looks like oils.
offering have what it takes to win an investment?
Sarah always does that nervous grin. In the Paul Ekman micro expressions chart, what she just done was a one-sided expression. It's the only expression that's not symmetrical, and it's contempt for the thin girl.
Hi, my name's Emma Thornton.
and Meaden had a bit of disgust there. I'll tell you what, if you want to learn about micro expressions, just Google Paul Ekman micro expressions. A micro expression is any expression half a second or shorter. I think there's 7, and they're culturally and geographically compliant. I mean, let me break here for an interesting story. Paul Ekman was studying, I think, at Stanford, and he was doing psychoanalysis because he wanted to do good in the world. That's his words. I watched an interview with him. And one of his tutors said to him, "Oh, look, there's an $800,000 grant sitting around. I mean, you're on a PhD, why don't you use it?" And he said, "Well, what can I do?" And they said, "Anything you want. There's 800 grand sitting there." Now, Charles Darwin, we all know Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin already suggested years ago that there are certain expressions that are the same in different cultures. They don't change. Wherever you go in the world, you can show someone a picture of sadness and they'll say sadness. You can show contempt, disgust, anger, fear, happiness, sadness, and people will recognise them as those things. And Paul Ekman thought, well, I'll spend that 800 grand going around the world showing photographs of those expressions to people, and I'll prove that Darwin was wrong. Because of course, if you've got a tribe in the Amazon, I know it's a cliche to talk about the tribe in the Amazon. I mean, I doubt there's any tribes left in the Amazon at this stage. But, if you go to one of them as if they're going to respond to the same facial expressions as people in the West. So he set out to prove them wrong, prove Darwin wrong, and ended up proving him right. It's an amazing field. And if you're into Tim Roth, there's a series based on Paul Ekman's work with Tim Roth playing the lead called Lie to Me. It's a little bit... but if you're into micro expressions and kind of the larger sort of world of body language, it's mildly entertaining. I love it. I really love it. Continue, Dragoness.
And I'm the founder and owner of True Skincare. I'm here today
Can someone give Tuka a jab? Is he alive?
seeking £75,000 in exchange for 5% equity in my...
75 grand for 5%, 20 times 75, 1.5 mil she's valuing her business, 1.5 mil. You'd expect her then to have a turnover of about 4 to 5 mil, unless her margins are up in the 80-90%, which, for a pot of cream, they probably could be.
My business. My background has been centred around the premium beauty industry. It was this experience which gave me an insight into how much it actually costs to make these products and how much water was going into them. Everything within the True Skincare range is certified organic, vegan friendly, natural, made in the UK,
and ticks all the boxes of the current criteria of sustainability. For someone who's not comfortable in this environment, she certainly seems comfortable in this environment.
Leaping Bunny approved by Cruelty Free International, and waterless in formulation.
This waterless thing has blown my mind. I never even realised that was a thing. I thought the ice caps were melting. Wouldn't that give us more water? I mean, if there's a water problem with skincare products, Lord knows how much of a water problem we've got with beer, Coca-Cola.
At present, we have 6 core products on the market, which range from £12 to £17.
Ah, now there's her first problem. She talked about a premium skincare product. What did she just say? About 20 quid, I think. Yeah, premium skincare is in the hundreds of pounds. You know, even something like a slightly premium like Clarins, you'll be looking at £150 for a little jar. So if she's talking premium skincare and she's punting it out at 20 quid a pot, there's an issue there. There's a branding kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Failure or fail.
The range quickly launched with Holland & Barrett in May 2018,
Cut to Tage.
followed by Ocado, Birchbox and Boots Online.
I knew it would happen. Tage pretty much owns Holland & Barrett. I think he does, actually.
The brand is now in prime position to expand, and I'd love to have a dragon join me on this journey.
So she's got it in plenty of shops and that. It's going quite well, but we still haven't heard any numbers. But that's at the moment, that's my major hiccup. It's not a premium skincare brand at 20 quid. It just isn't. You know, part of premium brands is paying big money for them. That's why cocaine is more popular than speed. Speed is like £1 a gram. Cocaine at the moment, £100 a gram. Speed's better, but you don't get that premium spend.
Waterless skincare is the organic offering from Emma Thornton.
I source all of the ingredients and all of the packaging myself.
And instead of water, I use my own urine. I mean, let me know in the comments if you knew anything about this water shortage.
So I know exactly where it's coming from.
She's looking for £75,000 in return for a 5% share in her company. First to question the eco-entrepreneur is the Den's very own Green Queen, Deborah Meaden.
So, first of all, congratulations on covering all of the angles in terms of water and making it available.
That wasn't a very pleasant look from Sarah. Check out Sarah. It's very quick. I'll try and grab it. Hang on.
Congratulations on covering all of the angles in terms of water.
Yeah, that there's a little bit of contempt in there. That's not, you know, that's. She started off as if to go, yeah, but the truth comes out. You know, it's not what you're saying, it's the language your body's using.
And making it available to the general market, because that is a real bugbear of mine. Saving the planet shouldn't cost the earth.
Oh, crank 'em out, Meaden.
So what's your credentials to be able to formulate and come up with these products?
I've got young skin. You're all old.
Also, I used to lead the marketing for some quite well-known brands. So I've worked for Elemis, Gino, and then my last role was with a brand called QMS Medi-Cosmetics.
So when she said this is out of my comfort zone, I used to be head of marketing at major brands. What you know, and this is a story that she told us as viewers. You know, she can't not play that game. These are the hidden persuaders that Vance Packard talked about. She was ready to deceive us. Oh, I'm so out of my comfort zone. I was head of marketing at 2 major brands. Yeah, I've been pitching all my life.
How much have you turned over from your start?
So first year was 27,000.
Terrible.
Then 85 last year, and then this year we're on track to do 250,000.
Whoa, that is some growth. £250,000 this year from, what was it, 30 odd grand 2 years ago? Wow, that's like year-on-year growth of 100% almost. Well, more than that.
In turnover.
Boom, boom, hit the timpani.
There's a revelation that her company...
Let's just have a look at her little rabbit smile at the end there when she went in turnover.
250,000 in turnover.
Ready, look.
Emma's
Damn, I missed it. Now we've got to have it.
Back to do 250,000 in turnover.
Emma's
Yeah. You know, neck forward. That is, that is front and centre. Yes. And it's good. It's good. It works. Because when someone does that to you, you do it back. It's very hard to respond to someone who sort of goes, I'll try it now. I mean, it's hard to fake it. It's hard for me to fake it. Let me try and think. There you go. I guess that you probably smiled or laughed then because there was some authenticity in it. I'm not saying that she's worked on this consciously, but she's learned over time what works. She's learned just through trial and error how to pitch, how to present. And that was really powerful. And I'm aiming at blah, 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 blah. Boom! With excitement and happiness and joy.
revelation that her company has grown year on year has made a good first impression on Deborah Meaden.
Easy on that water, Meaden. We're running out of that.
And at less than £20 a pop, Sarah Davies wants to delve deeper into the cost of these cosmetics.
I mean, look at it. It does not look like a premium product. I have to do a lot of packaging. Even that curve at the top, that immediately takes it out of the premium market. People don't want that. I mean, you look at something like some Apple AirPods. When you get that box, when you hold the lid and you've taken the wrapping off, it goes almost like it's hydraulics. It's that well fitted. And it comes out and, it's gorgeous. I mean, because she's being organic, she's had to cut right down on packaging. That sort of green and white's not happening. It looks like a prototype. And, look at the edges. They don't quite match up. And it's 20 quid. That's not premium skincare. It just isn't.
Cosmetics.
Emma,
Hi.
great product.
Thank you.
Again, thank you. That back and forward, and like launching the joy at them. Thank you. I won't mention that again, but look out for it.
Packaging, the branding, the user experience is fantastic.
No, you're wrong. The packaging is it does not correlate with her understanding, with the market's understanding of premium.
Thank you.
But my concern, and I'm hoping you can massively alleviate it because you are a marketing specialist, is that the price point feels so cheap that would put me off as a consumer.
Yeah, and that's kind of might shock some people, but yeah, if this is your face, and if you're a woman and you're getting older and your face is starting to wrinkle and dry up and you know where it's going because that's inevitable, 20 quid or 150 quid? Like, if you've got the money. 20 quid or 150 quid? And that's what she said. That price, that 20 quid would put her off.
I would assume that the product must be inferior. I would find it really difficult to jump from the price I spend on this sort of product to jump to this price. Or is that not the consumer you're trying to get? The people?
And that's really interesting. This is why these products are that expensive. Look at what's the tagline? What was it? Because you're worth it. Because you're worth it. It's a great line.
People who usually spend a lot of money on there.
I think with the COVID situation,
Covert? You're damn right it was covert.
a lot of people are looking to switch over to more affordable skincare. People are starting to look at ways that they can adjust to their new budgets. But also, as soon as people try the product, they absolutely love it.
I don't necessarily agree with Sarah about the product being a low price. Brands...
Yeah, but it is a low price. So what you actually meant to say, Tej, was you don't agree with her about the low price because...
Like Boots have disrupted the market with serums, anti-aging products at very low prices, protect and perfect some of those brands.
Yeah, but I'm not sure you're, again, the question is here, there's what her market is, there's an uncertainty and a lack of clarity on who her market is. And that's what's causing problems here. There's nothing wrong with a skincare brand for 20 quid. As Tez just said, what like the likes of Boots have done. But she hasn't clearly defined her market, and that's why this is now an issue. Not that it can't be resolved, but it is an issue.
Brands, and they've gone mass market. So I do think there's a market for it. Have Boots indicated that if the rate of sale is good online, will they put it in store?
That is the intention, yes.
Who else would you want to target to get into?
In the UK, Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose, Superdrug.
The price point is very good for Superdrug.
And yeah, you see, here's the problem again. Waitrose, Marks and Spencer's, Superdrug, anywhere. That isn't, there's no exclusivity to it, there's no premium. If she'd have said Waitrose, Selfridges, kept it up there, but to Waitrose, Marks and Spencer's, Superdrug, Pound Shop, and before long, 2 for 2 days water-free skincare. Come on, love, 2 for 2 there.
Yeah.
Your product does feel very luxurious, and the consumer would feel they're getting really good value for money.
She's got that down to a T. It's fantastic. That is a real smile. We can all fake smiles, but to get your cheeks up there, to get the lower lids involved, that's fantastic. That's glorious. I want to love her. I want to caress her. I'm not even joking, because who wouldn't want to be part of the joy that woman is exuding? And what a product to associate with that. Yeah, brilliant. She's perfect for this job if she can correctly identify the market.
Praise for Emma from...
Wow, and then she went straight down to something a lot... Yeah, that's not so good. a touch of contempt in there, methinks. The slightly asymmetrical smile. Wow. She's a can of worms, this one.
Health.
And I think it's because she knows. I think before she went in here, she knew there was an issue with what is my market. I haven't got a clearly defined market. Premium, 20 quid. And I think she feels like, I imagine friends and colleagues said, you're going to be fine, blah, 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 blah. And what they've done is talked her out of getting that sorted. And she thought she'd just breeze over that, where actually it's now become the centrepiece of her pitch.
Care boss Tej Lalvani, who appears to share her vision for the business's strategy for growth.
Tej looks like he needs some fucking sleep, man.
Lalvani, who appears to share her vision
Go on, son, go and lay down, you'll be alright.
for the business's strategy for growth. Will retail giant Tuka Suleiman
Get out of his coffin in time to take part in this show.
see a beautiful future for the skincare entrepreneur?
So to round up, you're organic,
Yes.
waterless,
Yes.
well priced.
He doesn't know anything about any of this. Tuka Suleiman is a successful businessman, but he's in the rag trade. He established himself like half a century ago and has done the right thing to keep growing. And that's all he does. Before this show, I doubt he'd have known anything about waterless, organic, vegan, price. It's not his area. He's not an entrepreneur in the way the other dragons are. He's a successful businessman, but it's the rag trade. It's cloth.
Yes.
And you're ambitious.
Yeah.
And that's why they all laugh at him. Look, they just look at him and think, it wasn't. Look at Meaden's face. That is someone saying, what the fuck are you talking about? Go on, go and sell some cotton or something.
How's that?
Yes, perfect.
Right?
Oh, she's got that going on. Look, she's got Tuka in the palm of her hand, and me as well. I'm in love.
Yeah, you should be my salesperson.
Amazing, amazing. Just have that again. Amazing. She's a natural, and I mean that. She's a natural at this. Listen to the way she just. That is rapport building. It's mirroring. He's in love with her too. When I say too, I mean as well as me. Check this out. Watch this little interaction here. Perfect by her. She claims the upper hand here. Not in terms of power, not in terms of money, but in terms of manipulating the conversation to make her look good.
Yes.
And that isn't what's meant to happen. The dragons are meant to do. That is their job in there. They direct the conversation, and she takes it straight off him with a beautiful smile and a compliment. Watch this. This is genius. You can see why she was head of marketing for a couple of very successful businesses.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yes, perfect.
Right? And
Yeah, you should be my salesperson.
I should be your salesperson. Look, I have to be totally honest.
He just said, I should be your salesperson. Now, is Tuka going to go for it? No, as he just said then, I have to be perfectly honest. Now, follow that up with, I don't know anything about this. I sell cloth. But, and look, her face there, that's amazing. She scrunched up the nose a little bit. The under eyelids have gone up. She knows he's about to say no, basically, because he doesn't know anything about it. But what she just done was, I think so far this is one of the best performances for some very subtle and nuanced reasons I've seen in the den for a long time.
I disagree with where you're positioned. I think you might be too expensive.
That's very interesting, actually, because I'd kind of think that. I reckon she probably wants to go. I can't imagine a jar of skincare costs much to produce. Interesting that they haven't asked her. They probably have. These are sometimes hour-and-a-half pitches. They cut them down to 10 minutes. I would, if from this position here, if I was a dragon, I'd say to her, get it down to $9.99 and get it on QVC. And while you might laugh at QVC, or similar, and similar, get it on shopping channels where you get someone like her, but not her because she's the boss, to just pump that stuff out, and she could be shifting hundreds of thousands of units every night of the week on shopping channels. Tenner.
Because not everybody has got the buying power that Sarah here has got.
Did you see them all laughing at Tuka? But he's actually right here. I'm going to take it back. Watch the other dragons' response, because they know he's not an entrepreneur like them, but he's actually right. But just look at their faces. I'll let it play.
With where you're positioned, I think you might be too expensive.
So she give it that. Tuka's like, Tage is like, oh, shut up, Tuka.
Because not everybody has got the buying power that Sarah here has got buying the big brands.
Oh, and he's absolutely right. She's a multi-millionaire. He's absolutely right. And Sarah, you do come from working class background, but you've got to drop that guilt. You're minted.
And to me, there's two ways to make money.
That woke Tage up.
You either put your stake and say, we are a luxury brand, or...
He's woken him up a bit now because he's right. We're either a luxury brand or we ain't.
We're going to cater for a wider consumer, make it more accessible to those kids who haven't got £50 to spend on a serum, but who've got £10.
£200 more like Tuka. Absolutely right. Tuka has nailed this, contrary to what I said about him, and I'm always happy to be wrong because that's when I learn. But he's nailed it. Tenner.
Pounds or £8. But
let me just take it back a bit because I did talk over it, and he's right.
Spend on a serum, but who've got £10 or £8. But I think you're bang in the middle, and you'll struggle. For that reason, I'm out.
That was inevitable anyway, but I think he's absolutely right. I think it's neither nor, is it? It's 20 quid's worth of not cheap but not premium.
Tuka Suleiman takes issue with the
And then goes,
product's price point and becomes the first dragon out. Can skincare savvy Tejlal
get a night's sleep.
Barney pour oil on the troubled waters of Emma's pitch?
Emma,
Oh, look at her now again. She can really change, can't she? I mean, that is absolutely, it's disgusting. You bastards. Look at that face. What do you think? Seriously, look at it. You bastards. I had this all worked out. Look at it. She's actually done it. Now, it's only a split second, but it's not arbitrary. We choose what to do with the hundreds of muscles in our face. We don't just let them just rest and go, because even that took effort. Look, you bastards. Humans are amazing.
what is your net profit on the £250,000 that you anticipate this year, and what was it last year?
So we're looking at a profit of 10,000 this year.
This is starting to not look good at all. This is making me think she's selling it to shops at about, I don't know, some ridiculous like £4 or something a pot that they're retailing for 20. Ouch.
Last year we made a loss of about 40,000.
And are you managing to take a salary and a
Yes.
living? How much?
Oh, okay, so she's taking money, but I bet it's only about 40, 50 grand, just because of the number she just provided.
Are you taking it at the moment?
I take 30,000.
Oh my God, the only reason I didn't say that is because it's a meme on my live streams. 30 grand she's paying herself. She'll be working 14, 15 hour days, this woman, which is why she's looking like that when she realises that for 30 grand, it's far too much work.
Including that.
30k a year. Because the only thing I'd say, Emma, is to grow the business, even if you were to go to 400,000 to 500,000, you'd generate probably about 100,000 in net profit, and you're still paying yourself 30,000 a year. But when you grow this business, you're going to have to bring in another couple of people. And we've experienced it recently with Hannah Silito. It's,
Yes.
And pay for those people, which suddenly takes your net down to what? So what? You can't pay someone else 30 grand. That she's, it's her business, so she's happy to pay that. But a couple of other people, they're going to want at least 60, so that's 120 plus her 30, 150. Nah, she's back in. She's at a loss again.
yeah, so on skincare investment that I've got with Tej, you think you're going to make more money, but those costs just get absorbed.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing, because you're looking for returns in years 3, 4, 5, and you're growing a business.
Peter cuts so much slack to Hot Birds. He does. Just watch. If you're a fan of Dragon's Den and Shark Tank and all that, like I am, I mean, I've said it before. Attractive people, especially attractive women, physically attractive women, get an easier ride in life. But in business, usually not so much. It's usually quite, it's usually a bit of a red flag. When someone comes to you to sell you something and they're a hottie, you're a little bit like, yeah, I'm going to turn off that part of my lizard brain, and so that I can actually have a look at the numbers without dribbling. But Peter, he does cut a hot bird a little bit of slack, and why not? What a gentleman! He's got the money too.
Any of you tried the product?
Yeah, it's lovely. Really like it.
No, I think what you've done is really...
Yeah, you don't want to be putting that in the back of your hand, Meaden. Sorry. We all get old.
be great. And I think the potential for such a brand is definitely out there to build this really global.
Yeah, they're sold on her, and rightly so. I'd love to have this woman working for my business. No, she's good. She is good. She presents well, they always say, but she is good. She's got a proven track record. And I think that's where they're going with this. Get her on board, try her out for a year, product doesn't succeed, fuck it off, get her involved in a new product. I think that's probably where they're going with this at the moment. Maybe another skincare brand, but with a little bit more, nous behind the early days.
I think there's a lot of value I can add here. So I've got a great relationship with Superdrug. Now you want to get in there.
Yeah, not just Superdrug. She did start up here.
So I am going to make you an offer. I'm willing to offer you all the money for
He got him before me 20%.
20%. But since I've also got the same business, Halasilito, with Peter, and we've grown that very well, I'm happy to share with Peter.
I'm happy to get you in on a skincare project I've got with Jonesy, so that we can ditch this and get you working on that. That's basically what I think's happening here, and Jonesy knows it. He'll agree to this, without a doubt. I'll stake my channel on it.
10% for half the money.
Thank you very much.
Really interesting complementary set of skills you get
Yeah, right, yeah.
with Tej and I.
Big bank accounts.
So my offer would be the same. It's a share. So you'd end up with 2 dragons for 75,000 for 20%.
To make our other skincare products successful with your obvious and abundant skills.
Okay, thank you very much.
Tej Lalvani and Peter Jones combine forces to propose a double dragon deal.
Now, Double Dragon! Do you remember the old arcade game, Double Dragon? I've got a mate, right? I've got a mate, 2 mates, because you used to be able to play 2 players, didn't you? Who could complete it, like from the first bit to the end. Well, you know what completing a computer game is, don't you? But by only doing headbutts. Not the punches, not the kicks, not the throws. They'd complete the whole of Double Dragon, just headbutt their way through the whole game. I mean, it took them a few years and a lot of 10p's to get there, but they got there with just one. Yeah, I'm sorry, let's get back to this. Will she take their offer? I think she won't. Here's why. She's seen what I've seen. They've got another skincare product. Now, companies do counter compete with their own different brands, but she come in here organic, water free, vegan, good to the earth, blah 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 blah. She wants Meaden. And Meaden doesn't have a competing skincare brand. Imagine turning up at work next week or whenever the contracts get signed, and you've got the other skincare company. That causes hostility. It causes a kind of competition that isn't beneficial to business because it's within the same business. That sort of thing can work, but not the new girl, not the girl from Dragon's Den. That's a different thing. I don't think she'll accept these. I'm not going to stake my channel on that though.
But for 4 times the equity, the entrepreneur was willing to give away. But Deborah Meaden clearly has a feel for Emma's products, and it appears she's not going to let the dragons to her left have it all their own way.
I think you present this brand perfectly.
Yeah, she is brilliant.
You talk about it with heart. So I'm going to make you an offer.
Wow.
So I'm going to offer you all of the money. And
Hands.
I'm going to make it competitive for these 2 guys.
I can get some sleep, son. This is the bloke who... This is Holland and Barrett. You want to get some zinc in you.
I want 15% of the business.
Oh, wow. She's undercutting by 5%.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Emma.
Hi.
The thing I believe that I can help you with, which nobody else here will be able to, is how do you tell your story out there to a consumer who is right at this price point through the TV shopping channels?
I would go with Sarah, isn't it? I would go with her. I would not with that face, so although maybe on a Saturday night after a couple of gin and tonics. I would go that route. I'd take the price down to a tenner. I'd get it on the shopping channels, and I'd forget about my ego, my premium vegan skincare. Just shift those units, make an absolute fortune. You can do your sort of your love project later. to make a lot of money, make things easier for yourself later on. You'll shift hundreds of thousands on shopping channels.
Globally, you are perfectly primed to achieve that with.
Agreed.
So for that reason, I would also be prepared to offer you all of the money for 15% of the business.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you mind if I...
Yeah, please take your time.
Sarah Davies matches Deborah Meaden's offer of the £75,000 Emma is seeking for 15%, throwing in her TV shopping expertise as part of the deal.
And that is the one she should go for, but Sarah should have said 10%. She can't compete with Meaden's experience, contacts, or money, or actual convincing engagement and an obsession almost with the whole organic sphere. She should have gone in lower, and she should have gone with that shopping experience. It doesn't fit her it doesn't fit her ideal for her product. It doesn't fit her dream of a premium brando like QVC. Yes, that's right. We've got, just feel that serum. Oh, you look years younger already, Terry. So she's not going to go for that. And that's her ego getting in the way. Because if she wants to make money, that's the way to go. Make an absolute fortune. Once you've got that, then go and do your premium brand. Because you can do it a lot more relaxed. You can delegate work out to specialists and experts. You're not going to be on minus net revenue, minus net profit. But so it's a toss-up between Tej and Peter and Meaden. I think she'll go Meaden. And here goes Uvanda again, telling us what we already know. What a weird job to have.
With Tej Lalvani and Peter Jones wanting to split a 20% chunk of her business, all three offers are a long way from the 5% slice Emma wanted to give away.
I really appreciate all of your offers, but is there any chance that any of you could go any lower?
Amazing! Amazing! And this is why this has happened. Because this isn't about the product anymore. She's selling herself. Not like a lady of easy leisure, but she knows that they're investing in the person. They want her in their business, even if this skincare water-free thing doesn't take off. They've got a great, very promising entrepreneur on the firm. So she's now realised that. She's realised this. I can't be sure about this, but this is what I think. This is what I'm seeing. She's not. She's not making a lot of money. You've seen so many Dragon's Den where they say, hang on a minute, you valued your company at £2 million, but you haven't made anything. And they say, yeah, but in the future, I'm not investing in something that might happen. Well, it seems right in this instance, doesn't it? A real lack of consistency there. Now, how can you explain that? How can you explain that there's a bidding war for a product? There's plenty of skincare products out there. For a product that's not actually doing very well, not actually making much money, but what has proven itself is her. She knows that, and that's why she's gone down. I think they'll go for it. I think that Jones's face there tells me brilliant, because she's just made them realise that not only is she a very promising entrepreneur with past proven experience, but she's even got the cheek to say, yeah, but no, I want you to go a bit lower, and that has only upped her in their eyes. So yeah, I think they'll go for it. I think they will take it down. Probably not down to what not down to 5%, not a chance, but I think they'll go down. Will Meaden? Probably not. Let's see.
So what are you looking for?
I would really need it to be as close to 5% as possible.
I mean, even Meaden there, it was like flirt. It was like flirtation, wasn't it? So what are you looking for, big boy?
Honestly, from my perspective, I'm going to stick with where I'm at.
Yeah, she's not interested in you. She doesn't want to be on QVC. She doesn't want to go to her little bourgeois dinner parties and have people go, so how's QVC, how's Dartford Market going? You know, she's not interested. All right, Sarah, crack on. I want to talk to the big boys.
I understand what you're trying to do, and I'd be willing to drop my half down to 7.5%.
Incredible. Look at that. Amazing. For a business that's not making any money, you realise. But for an entrepreneur who certainly will.
So it will be 15%, but only if Mr. Lavani would be happy with that?
Of course he will, because Peter's involved.
Yes, I am willing to match what Peter said. You've got both of us to help you in the different areas that we can add value.
Yeah, and selling and actually working on our other skincare product.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
I will improve my offer. It isn't going to match your, what you're asking for. But I would love to go on this journey with you, so I am...
Yeah, that face. She likes Meaden. I'm calling it. She's going to go with Meaden for all the reasons I've already said several times.
Prepared to reconsider my offer and offer you all of the money for 12.5%.
Which is how much? I can't remember. Oh, it's 2.5% less than those two. Yeah, it's Meaden. And they know it. Look, that's a bloke. That's a bloke who put 20 quid on dog number 2, and on the third corner, it got pushed out to the side. Yeah, you've blown it, son. And she knows she's won it. And this is a win. This woman, this entrepreneur, is fantastic. You know, she makes herself appear very humble, very soft, very approachable, full of joy, full of happiness, full of life. And actually, she's a ruthless, brutal, savage entrepreneur. And to get those two things working together, well, your quid's in, son.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your help.
I mean, look, it's just all happiness now, but Meaden's happier. I could be wrong.
Deborah, I would love to accept your offer if that's okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, well done.
Good.
Have you seen Meaden respond like that recently? They usually just stand up, do well on this journey. Yes. Yeah, this woman is good. Look at her face there, look. That's the face that sold 1 million bottles of 10 quid skin cream with no water in them. Mum, why's my skin covered in flour?
I am so pleased.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, no more of this. Let's see what happened. It's just an incredibly successful story. Looking at the micro accounts here, and this is going back a year as well. And I think the whole thing with Dragon's Den was only last year. But you know, she's owed 224 grand. That'll probably be big companies. Well, it is, because I've just had a look at them, who've taken stock and they're selling over 200 grand owed. They're over 200 grand in current assets, which will probably be stock, etc. Net liabilities, she owes 12 grand. You know, that's all looking good, but there's more, there's better. I just said ta-da, but now I've come back because I just thought we should have a look at their website. It's a beautiful website. Everything's lovely. You've got this, get 10% off your first order. That's standard. We do that. You just do that. And I'll tell you what, people, if you ever go shopping online and you don't get a thing come up saying if this is your first order, get 10% off, email them. Say, I'm about to make an order with your company. It'll be my first order. Can you do me a 10% off? You almost certainly will get that. And, 10% of 20 quid ain't a lot, 2 quid. But if you do a lot of online shopping, that's going to build up. Why wouldn't you do it? I mean, just look at it. Look at all these awards. Marie Claire Skin Awards, Cleaver Skincare winner. Beauty Awards 2021, 2020, 2019, 30 under 30, Who's Who in Natural Beauty, top 15. You know, she's just absolutely smashing it. There are loads of these online, you know, websites that do reviews about companies, you know, entrepreneur websites, and she's on loads. This business and her have been elevated and propelled to the front and centre of her industry. Look, Emma Thornton and True Skincare appeared on BBC's Dragon's Den and received multiple blah blah blah, but that's not the interesting bit. She goes down, talks about it, blah 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 blah, talks about some more of her products, and there's plenty of these about. Now look at this. Hopefully, it's probably too big. Yeah, have a look at this. Since launching the brand in 2018, True Skincare has sold the equivalent of 3 products every hour. 72 products a day. 72 products a day. That ain't bad at all. Every hour. Now, so that's 72 times that by, it's e-commerce, so this is 24/7. Sweet. She's also, as the brand celebrates its 3rd birthday, it's now in Ocado, Holland and Barrett, look fantastic, feel unique, Boots and Birchbox, with more to follow in the second half of 2021. Emma Thornton, who has recently been named as number 8 in the 30 under 30 of Who's Who in Natural Beauty, and True, has won 15 awards to date, including Best Value Skincare Brand in 2020. Yeah, this woman, her products, everything she touches is going to turn to gold. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Do give us a thumbs up. My analytics show that nearly half of the people who watch these aren't subscribed. Help us out. Do a man a favour, Gov. I need the subscriptions and the thumbs up. Ta-da! Sweet, 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 sweet.